Have you ever wanted to build one of those fancy DApp websites, those decentralized applications where you can connect your NAMI wallet or CC Vault wallet, whatever it is, to the website to allow you to log in? Well, I'll be showing you how to do that with our plugin called CardanoPress.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast.
Hey everyone, I'm Peter Bury. If this is your first time here, please consider giving me that thumbs up, click subscribe, click on the notification bell, and you hear more great Cardano content from me. Now, I'll be talking about our plugin called CardanoPress. We've been building this one out for a few months and we're building it out for our own clients, but this allows you to connect the Web3 functionality and connect wallets to any WordPress-based website. Now, WordPress is one of the most popular open source content management systems in the world, with powering over 50% of the CMS space, the content management space. It is quick, it's easy to use, and anyone can install WordPress on a fairly cheap hosting environment, install a plugin, and have that complete Web3 functionality into their website. So if you're an NFT creator and you wanted to give special access to your NFT holders onto the website, you can install this plugin, get your users to connect their wallet onto the actual website itself. It will detect that it has that particular NFT because we can set it with policy IDs. And then if it's in there, then it will assign them a special role and special permission on the website to be able to access anything such as a anime series or a manga comic book or something that only those particular NFT holders can have access to. Furthermore, if you're a stake pool operator, you could do some really cool fancy things. And this is what we've done on our own site. If your delegates have delegated for X amount of epochs, let's say 1 epoch, and they're an active delegator, the plugin can assign them a particular role that will give them access to pool perks or some unique features that only your delegates can have. So we did this with the Submit API. So that special endpoints that I did tutorials on, and you could connect your dataless wallet, your NAMI wallet, I should say, to your dataless wallet and use that as a Submit API node. So we created one on our actual relay itself, and you can then connect to that particular relay. So it's always on the network, it's in the cloud, and it's your own private one. And we opened that up to all of our delegates of our stake pool, but only to active delegates. So we use the website to share that information, and you can use this plugin to do something very similar in your own website. So that's just the basics of what is possible with the plugin. You could use your imagination, combine it with other plugins within the WordPress ecosystem, and do some really cool, funky things. We're seeing scenarios such as WooCommerce integrations, shopping cart integrations with coupons. So if you have a particular NFT and it's found in your wallet, then it will create a coupon and give you a discount to merchandise within the WooCommerce store. And then you can use the payment options within our plugin as well to check out and pay with ADA. So you have that little discount through an NFT. So if you're an NFT holder, you can get that discount and then pay with ADA through the whole process as well. So it's really cool what we're coming up with, what our clients are coming up with, and some of the ideas that we're combining into this little plugin, which is all open source and free for anyone to use. So let me give you a little demonstration of what and how we've implemented it on our own Delegate website. And then I'll go through a whole tutorial on how to actually set this up. So if you want to actually do this, you can. And people have been asking for this documentation, and here it is, finally getting around to it. So this is our delegates website. You can get to it at app.cardanode.com.au. And what I'll do here is I'll just click this little connect button. This is one of the default templates that came with WordPress. I just installed it and rejigged the buttons and stuff. Our plugin comes in with the basic generic templates. So we can click on that. It really needs some design, and I will put in some SVG graphics in here for the wallets, etc. So it does look a little bit prettier. I just haven't gone around to it. Aesthetics is the last thing I'm thinking of. So in this case, I will connect with Yoroi, I think. So a lot of people haven't seen that come through or work with Yoroi. So I'll click on that and whoops. Okay, so let me just... There we go. So the DApp connector has loaded there, and you can see what the Yoroi version of the DApp connector looks like. And I'll just drag this over here a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll choose this very first wallet here. I know this wallet's delegated to ADAOZ, so I'll be able to show you our perks page through this. So I'll click on my new wallet, And what it does is the website will connect and read the data from that wallet. So it's using the BlockFrost API and going through the wallet, reading the address that's there, and seeing a little bit of information that's in it just to display on the website. There we go. So it's loaded up and it's redirected me to the other page. So let me just switch back my cameras. And there we go. So now I can see that I've connected with Yoroi. I'm on mainnet. This is my wallet address and my stake address. This dashboard can be customized any way you want. It doesn't need to look like this. We're using WooCommerce template override. So if you're familiar with customizing WooCommerce, you'll be familiarized with customizing our own plugin as well. So it's a very similar, same format. So here we can go through other little parts of the site, but the main thing that I've got here is delegate perks. So this is specific for our delegates only, and I'll click on that. And here you can see our bit of content here, which is set to a particular role for delegates. And we've got a private submit API endpoint and also the bonus LRN tokens for our delegates as well. So depending on what you want, you can click on that and you can read more information about it. So let me just click on this one over here, the read more for the learn tokens. And there you can actually see all the access to that particular content. But what I'll do now is I'll just log out. Well, I'll show you the profile and the data that we actually don't collect. So I'll click on that. And as you can see, we don't even grab your wallet address. We actually hash that in the plugin to a smaller hash. So it's a representation of your wallet address, and we don't know that actual wallet address. So it's completely private that way. And go further down, you don't have any username or passwords within WordPress at all. So that's it. All I know is a hash representation of your wallet address, and that is used to log into the website. So no data whatsoever is collected for the user. So now I can log out, and I probably will make this logout process a little bit slicker, but I'll go back to the homepage of the website. And if I click on delegate perks now, and I click on access for endpoint, for example, I don't have any rights. I can't get to that particular page. And that's the same with the other one here, the bonus LRN. There we go, I have absolutely no rights to get in. So that's the permission layer that we've added in. And if you're a delegate to the particular pool, you can gain access to the content. So that's pretty cool. Now that works exactly the same way with the NFT. So if you're an NFT holder, you can set up the policy IDs and say, if you're a holder of this NFT, you gain access to a particular part of the content. Now, for another feature for stake pool operators is your delegate your wallet. So if you are wanting to direct users to your website and get them to delegate that way, you can. Now, again, we haven't made this sexy, we haven't made it nice, but you can essentially connect your wallet, choose which wallet you want to connect to, and then go through the delegation process. Here we go, we're just connecting in, but you get the prompts to sign the transaction to delegate. It'll give you the details within that delegation process, and then the user can just sign that transaction and delegate to your particular stake pool. So we try to make the process as easy as possible. We know going to websites like Pool Tools or ADA Pools gets really complex because you have all this information on there, and you don't really want to be directing your users to go to, hey, let's go to ADA Pools, search for ADAOZ. Eventually you'll find it. They'll see all these metrics and all these fees, and they go, what is all this? I don't really understand it. How do I just delegate to your pool? You can direct them directly to the website like I did here. You can see our details have finally come up on this particular page, and then I can click delegate, and it will go through and set up that transaction signing so that they can delegate. So it's a lot easier and easier to direct users to start delegating to your stake pool, as opposed to taking them off to another website, losing them at that point, them seeing other stake pools that they might want to delegate to instead, etc., etc. So that's the idea and process of this, and we'll try to make it as easy as possible. Okay, so let's just cancel this. I'll just go back and I'll show you the admin interface so you have a little bit of an idea of how it's all set up. So I'll just log out from this particular user. Okay, so I'm in. So the main areas that you want to look at when you're playing around configuring the plugin is this CardanoPress configuration area here. So I'll go into this, and here you can see the main areas of our config, and I'll just explain to you exactly what each one of them are. So the first one here is the delegation pool ID. So this is your stake pool's pool ID or a partner's pool ID that you can add in. We've also got a testnet one here. So this is our pool ID. So that's where that delegation button appears and it will delegate to this particular pool that's been defined. So we've only done it for one particular stake pool for this process. We do have another plugin that will allow you to create a list of different stake pools and then choose and pick which pool you want to delegate to. So that's what this setting here is for. On the right here, we have the BlockFrost API ID or project ID. This is what you need to sign up to. So you need to sign up for a free BlockFrost account at least so that you can interact with the blockchain. So that's how we're doing that particular bit of communication. We also did an integration with Dandelion API as well. So we will put in an option to be able to switch in between the two. Back on the left-hand side here, we have payment settings. So this is like a really basic minting page setup that we did. So if you want to set up a basic mint and you have a mint address that's all ready to go, you can set up the 50 ADA here. You can put in the wallet address of where it's supposed to go to, and then you can have that payment process prompt come up, and the NAMI wallet might be connected, and you can do the payment directly through NAMI wallet without having to copy and paste that particular address, enter in their amount. So we try to make that selling process of NFTs a little bit easier. We will be adding in additional features such as multiple NFT purchases in one. So the base price might be 50 and then you can purchase 10 of them, for example. And then the user can choose 10 from the shopping cart and then go through that payment process that way. So we're doing that as well. That's coming up a little bit later. Now, if we wanted to split the fee as well, so let's say 50 ADA went to the main address, but then an additional 10 went to someone that was working on the project, we've added that feature in as well. So during that minting process, those funds can be split and be used in that transaction that way. It's an efficient way of using the Cardano UTXOs. Further down here on this side, this is policy IDs. This is for creating collections or artist collections within the wallet application itself. So we did this on the Ronin website where the team wanted to build a team of Ronins, and in there we could add in every last policy ID that the team have come up with, maybe season 1, season 2, season 3, and then from that the users could load up all of their assets and then build a collection of their favorite assets from that team. So in terms of NFT artist creations, you may want to run a competition where you can collect and collate all of your favorite NFTs, and maybe it's the top 3 that you need to combine into a collection, and then people will rate and review that. You can share that out on Twitter, you can do some social media things and get everyone to vote for their favorite collection. So that's that particular feature there. It's probably not one that's going to be used by many people, but it is in there, and we've expanded on that and made it a little bit more accessible for people to use. This down here, the asset access. This is the NFT access component. So here you can see that we've added in the learn token, we've added in its policy ID, and then we've set the particular role here just to delegates. We didn't want to complicate it, so delegates and token holders would have the same permissions. So there you can see how we've set that up. So if that is detected in your wallet on connecting to the website, your role will be assigned to delegates, and hey presto, you get access to that particular content on the website. Pretty cool, pretty easy to do. Now on the right hand side here, let me just finish off this configuration screen. So reCAPTCHA we've added in, so it's just Google reCAPTCHA. So that's during the minting process to stop bots, so that coincides with the payment settings. Or if you're just accepting payments on the website, that's the same thing. The reCAPTCHA is there to stop those bots, or to help stop the bots at least. Now these are particular member pages that need to be set up by default because within the setup of the dashboard that we have, we automatically connect to a dashboard, and we also have the collection which relates to this policy ID thing here. Now the last thing down here that we have is the user access via epochs. So here, if I wanted to be a real tough ball, I can say you have to delegate to our pool for 15 epochs, and then you get the delegates role. So that's a little bit hard. I'm just going to be nice and just say 1 epoch, and then you get that delegates role. Now we are expanding that, like I said, so that you can upgrade your roles for the longer that you stake. So if you're staking only for 1 epoch, Then you get the delegates role. If you delegate for 10 or 20, then maybe we'll create a role called super delegates. Pretty cool. All right. Now, this plugin relies on other plugins that are really common within the WordPress ecosystem. And I'll just load that up here and you can see exactly what they are. But they all revolve around user permissions. So we use user role editor. It's a very common user role editor within WordPress, and then access manager as well. So based on what role you are set in, you can use the access manager and put that access on particular pieces of content. So this will automatically set the roles for users, and this one here will set the access level on pieces of content. So that's it. That's all we need. So we've got the CardanoPress plugin, which we've set to auto update, and then these two plugins here that will let you set the permissions and set the roles within WordPress. If you're familiar with WordPress and you've done this before, if you're using a learning management system such as LearnDash or P2P, P2 memberships, you can set this all up and use the CardanoPress plugin to assign people into the particular roles within your membership plugin. Pretty cool. So I know anyone that is familiar with WordPress development is thinking, wow, this is really, really cool. We can actually get this all done. We've done the hard work in regards to connecting the serialization library and getting those aspects working for you. Right, so now that you've got a really good overview of everything, how it works, let's go through the installation process. This is the hard bit. Remember to put a chapter marker here. So you can get to the plugin at our GitHub repo. We haven't submitted this to the WordPress repositories yet, the plugin repository, but you can get to this at github.com/pbwebdev/CardanoPress. Links down below in the show notes. You can simply go to code, go download zip, and I'll just download that to the desktop. Just give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, that's on the desktop. We've got a little bit of instructions here, and I will reference this because it is a little bit tricky getting it working. But if you run into any issues, just jump onto our Discord server and you can find out more about how to actually go through it. We've helped quite a few people in regards to getting this all set up. Now, I've got my SiteGround account here. So SiteGround's a web hosting company I've been using since I think 2013-ish, somewhere around there, when I was doing a lot of work in the Joomla content management space. And they've always given me really good deals on referrals. So any people that I've referred into SiteGround, I've always got an extra little perk from them. So if you don't have a hosting environment yet and you want a decent hosting environment that I know works with this plugin and works with WordPress and they support it really well, referral link down below for you. Really appreciate if you use it. So here we are, and I'm going to create a brand new temporary domain, and guess it's called P2B115SG. Okay, great. So let's fire that one up. I'll press continue, and I'll start new site. And I'll just start this one up with WordPress, and I'll just plug in some of my details, and there we go. So do I want any of these extras? No, always get upselled. Okay, and we're all set. So that's all up and running. Now this I'll be using this as a demo site. So if you want to play around with it, feel free to use this particular address and use it to log in and play around with the particular features. So that's my sample site there. It's a new WordPress theme. I absolutely hate it. Let's go to the back end and log in. Now, SiteGround has all these extra things that it comes with, and it's like a starter site thing. I don't like it, but that's because I'm so used to building WordPress websites. It's like, why would I want to go through this? And okay, fine. I'll pick a theme. Continue. There we go. Do I want contact forms? No, don't want contact forms. Continue, complete. There we go. So now it's installing the extra little bits and pieces that it needs, importing sample data. So this site's going to change a little bit. Let's refresh that. There we go. An even uglier theme. Great. Thank you, WordPress. Thank you, SiteGround. So let's go to the dashboard now and actually get this thing installed. There we go. So I'll go plugins, add new, and I'll upload the plugin, which I have on my desktop here. CardanoPress install. There we go. Let's activate that plugin. And that's it. So that's step one. The next thing to do is to add in those user role plugins that I was talking about. So user access, there it is. So user access manager, so I'll install that one. If you're used to using any of these other ones, feel free to use them. Publish Press is fairly good as well. I haven't used it in a long time, but let me just install the user role editor as well. There we go. So let me activate that one, and then I can activate the user access manager as well, and we're all set. So it always does that little refresh. So I'm just going to click on installed plugins and go activate there too. Great. So now I have the base plugins that I need on this website to do the whole user role access. And while I'm here, I'm just going to do a little bit of maintenance and make sure everything is auto-enabled updates. Great. So now let's go to the plugin itself, the CardanoPress plugin, and I'll need to add in a couple of things in here to actually make this work. So the first thing here, and the most important thing, is a BlockFrost project ID. Now you can get to this all at BlockFrost. If you haven't signed up for an account yet, sign up, and then you'll be able to click on Build Apps and get your particular project ID from it. So let me just sign in. There we go. So I've got my testing API key here, which I'll just copy, and I'll go back to my WordPress admin interface and paste it within the dashboard here. So that's the very first thing that you need to do, and probably the most critical. Now, the next thing I may want to do, what should I do next? I'll do it by delegates to my pool. So I now need my pool ID, which I can grab from adapools.org, and I'll type in ADAOZ. The pool ID isn't something you know off the top of your head, but this is the pool ID that we want here. So I'll just grab this, copied, go back to the CardanoPress admin, and I'll just paste that in. There we go. Now I'll go down here and I'll say required epochs 1, and I haven't set a particular role yet. Well, I haven't created the roles yet, so I'll just have to leave that. Maybe I'll set it to admin, and everything else looks good. All right, cool. Okay, so I don't have my user roles set up yet, so I will need to set them up before I can actually do anything useful. So I'll go to Appearance, go to Users and User Role Editor. And from there I can see all the current existing roles that are in the website. So I need to create a brand new one. So what I'm going to do is, where's subscriber here? So users, okay, right. Let's go and, okay, I'm already selected using the subscriber role here. So I'm going to add new and call this one Delegates and copy it from subscribers. Add the role. There we go. So now I have a new role for delegates specifically that is working in a similar way to how subscribers work on the website. So that's all I need to do there. Now I'll go to the user access manager, and here I'll need to create a brand new group, and I'll call this one delegates as well. Give it a description, and I'll put the role affiliation here to delegates. Now, I didn't put a capital there. That's going to annoy me. I'll go back and change that afterwards. Okay, add the user group. Cool. Everything there looks okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now there's a couple of pages that we need to set up, the default pages on the website. So let me go Pages and click on Add New. So by default, we need to create the pages that are part of the user interface and template. So the very first one is Dashboard. Maybe I'll make the plugin create these for you. I probably should. You don't need any text there, but you do need to set the page template. Page attributes, no, where is it? Templates. And set this one to Dashboard. And then as you can see here, these are the other templates that you need as well. So we'll set one up for Dashboard, Collection, Payment, and Split. But I'll just do the Dashboard for now. That's the main one that you need. There we go. I'll click on View Page. Well, I can't get to the dashboard yet, but that's all right. Let me just go back one, go back home. Okay, so now let's go and create another page, and I'll create this page that only the delegates can access. So click on Add New, call it Delegates Only, and down the right-hand side here, I have the access control system. So here I can go Delegates, there we go, and not users. Okay, no, this is only for delegates, so that's my delegates page. Okay, I'll publish that too. Now, this is my delegates page. Now, with admin access, with a super user admin access, it will have this little letter L there, and that's to let you know that you can see this because you have super admin access. Now, if I open this up in another incognito mode or log out, I won't be able to see this particular page. Now, what I'll also do here is I'll go to menus and I'll add this page to the global site menu. So I'll add both of these. That looks good. And let's have a look at what that actually looks like. There we go. So there are my two links there. One with the little L to let me know that I need a login access for that one, and then dashboard in general. So I have a feeling I might have missed something on that dashboard page. So let me just go back and check that. Edit. No, it's definitely CardanoPress. Now, I might just change this theme because I really don't like it. Oh, I know what I forgot. Let me go back here and let's go inspect element. And we're getting some errors here. Here we go. So this is a couple of files that can't load, and this is known. Okay, so we require a couple of files that actually need to be loaded on the site, and you need to access your HT access file if you're using the Apache server and change around some of the configuration. So if I go back here, look at the documentation, you need to add this MIME type to your HT access file. So let me go back to my server and let's go site tools. Okay, so we're on the dashboard. I can't see my lovely connect button, so I'll go back here and I'll go to File Manager. Go HTML, public HTML, and this is your .ht access file that you need to modify. So highlight that one, click on Edit, and anywhere in here after the SiteGround stuff and before the WordPress, paste in your MIME type. So that is how you add in an extra MIME type. So if your server doesn't support SVGs, you'll be doing something very similar. You'll need to Google this to get the specifications for the add type and what the extension is. Anyway, let's click on that. Save, success. Now let's refresh this particular page here, and I can see my errors down here. This should clear that out. It may be cached. Let's clear the cache. Okay, not coming up yet. So SiteGround does have some crazy caching in here as well. So I need to turn that all off. Let's deactivate this stuff for now, just to make our life a little bit easier. Probably should have cleared the cache button. And I'll go back to Site Tools and I'll go Speed, Caching, and I'll make sure all this caching is off as well. That's off, memcache is off. Great, okay, let's go back to the dashboard. Let's hit that refresh button. Haha, there we go. Now it's automatically connected my wallet because it's detected from the earlier demo. But there you go. You can see the errors are now gone. The caches are all cleared and we can actually see this come into play. So I haven't really done much on this. All I had to do was connect. Let's do a quick recap. Plugins are activated. I've signed up to BlockFrost. I added in my API key into the CardanoPress settings. I've put in my pool ID. And I've told it what role I want. Oh, that's the wrong role. There we go. I want that one. Good thing I checked. There we go. And I think that's all set. So what I'll do now is I'll log out of this and let's go to the dashboard. Let's refresh this screen. There we go. So this kind of looks a little bit more laid out how my application is laid out as well. This is funky. What is my computer doing? There we go. Far out. Click connect. Let's see. What have I got connected on this computer? Yoroi. That will do. The problem with Yoroi is that it is so slow. So, all right. So that's loading up now. Let me just switch screens so you can actually see that all happen. I'll move this DAP connector thing over the side and we'll sit back and wait for 20 minutes until it actually loads. There we go. All right. So I'll close this down here. So we have a little bit more screen real estate and I'll connect to that wallet here. Now this particular wallet, I'd just like to point out that it is a wallet that I don't have access to anymore. It's one of those self-inflicted burner wallets where I created it in a rush when I was doing a tutorial about a year ago and I've lost the seed phrase. And that's it. So you can see that now I've connected with my wallet. You can see my details here, my stake address, etc., etc. And now if I click on delegates only, I can see the content for delegates only. That's great. But let's log out and let's confirm that only delegates can actually see that piece of content. I'll go back to the homepage, delegates only. Sorry, you don't have rights to view this. That's it. How quick and easy was that? Within under half an hour, I managed to set this plugin up, have delegate rights only to the website, and there we go. So you as a creator can do some crazy, amazing things on this particular plugin and really build out a little mini ecosystem around your website, around your NFTs, around your stake pool delegates as well. I absolutely love it. Hopefully you do too. I would love to hear some feedback in regards to what you think and how you may be using this plugin. Please leave a comment down below in regards to your usage, if you want to use it, if you want to join the community for this particular plugin. It's all open source. It's all on GitHub. Again, all the links down below. So that's it for me for this one. If you really love this type of content, the stuff that we're doing as well, please make sure you give me that thumbs up, click on subscribe, and click on the notification bell, and you hear more great Cardano content from me soon.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debate.